Hey everybody, Graz, GKBC, here to do a May hopeful reading list. I'm really going to push myself this month. I'm going to try and read 10,000 pages. I just finished a pretty good month in April. I'll be giving the wrap up for that soon. Anyway, sorry. I lost track looking at all these beautiful new titles for the month of May. It's my own version of horror mayhem. 10,000 pages. A third of it in 3 books. So, but anyway, my showcase today is Violent Cases by Neil Gaiman. This is going to be the next comic book video that I do, graphic novel. This was next in the list on my top 100 of all time. So I figured I would show it off and give you, those of you that watch, preview. So anyway, I got a lot of books to get to, so let's get going. I'm going to do my 12-12-12 list first. Then I'll do the 1975 books. I'm not going to tell you about my challenge books, even though I'm going to try, and they all count towards the 10,000 pages. I will mention one. It's over there, but it's okay. I don't really need it. So first up, we have the Hard Case Crime book, which is Two for the Money by Max Allan Collins. And this is a big one for Hard Case Crime. They've been kind of short. This one's almost 400 pages. So I'm hoping it's smooth, because I do like these. The best thing about this one was that it came without that stupid library sticker over this part of the spine, because right here is the code, so that when you put them on the shelf, you can see, okay, that's number 5. And it's just going to be nice. You can show what I mean. See, they're going to look uniform on a shelf. You can see the little code on the bottom there. So I'm going to like that. Alright, up next is Dean Koontz, which is in a ace double. It's called Fear That Man. I'm guessing it's another early science fiction. And on the other side it has Toy Man by E.C. Tubb. So I might eventually read that because it doesn't look that bad. But that's Dean Koontz. Now then we have the Bodice Ripper. Not really excited about these anymore. Lady Meets Earl by Christie Carlisle. More half-naked people on the cover. And this is a Love on Holiday novel. Woohoo! Okay. Western. It's my 4th straight Zane Grey book. It's also the last Zane Grey of the year, because I bought a thing that had 4 books in it. This is Desert Heritage, which actually, conversely to the Hard Case Crime book, this is the shortest of the Zane Grey books that I had. So I'm actually kind of excited about that, because I find that he tends to go on when he could have stopped. He's like a Western Stephen King, or Stephen King's like a horror version of Zane Grey, since Zane Grey came first and was more prolific. Okay. The Brick. I don't know if you can see this here, but this is 919 pages. And it is just, it's going to be a doorstop when I'm done. Swan Song by Robert McCammon. I've heard that this kind of compares to The Stand by Stephen King. I hope not, because I'm not really a fan of The Stand. So we'll see. I did like Boy's Life, and I read Wolf's Hour by him earlier this year. So yeah, that's the brick this month. Mystery, thriller, suspense category is Random Road by Thomas Keyes, and it says the first in a series, which I like it being on there like that, and a Geneva Chase crime reporter mystery. Crime reporter, that might be interesting. So that'll be fun, I suppose. Hopefully. That's a 1975 book. Okay. I think this is probably Ghosts this month. No, it's not. And what is this? Might be sci-fi. I'm sorry, it might be sci-fi. Colson Whitehead, Zone 1. I think it's sci-fi. I don't have them marked. I'm kind of going by memory, but with only 12, it's kind of easy to do. But so, yeah. Then my vampire book is actually a compilation book. It's Vampires Don't Sparkle anthology, edited by Michael West. And it says featuring stories by Gary Braunbeck, Maurice Broaddus, J.F. Gonzalez, Elizabeth Massey, Gord Rollo. Who remembers Rollo? From Sanford and Son. He had the goat, remember? Lucy A. Snyder, Tim Wagner, and many more. So that's going to be kind of interesting. A bunch of different vampire book stories. So I didn't know that when I bought it. I just thought it was Vampires Don't Sparkle by Michael West. So that was a nice treat when I opened it. The graphic novel for this month I talked about in my last video. It is Mad Love, the deluxe edition, Batman Adventures by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm. This has the first appearance in the continuity, well maybe not continuity, but in the DC universe of Harley Quinn. I wish this was the actual Batman Adventures issue number 12. When I was collecting comic books and I had quite the collection, that's the one I could never get anybody to trade me or sell me, unless they wanted way more than it was worth at the time. Which at the time it was worth $800, and I couldn't find one for under 12. Now they're much higher. Thanks a lot, Margot Robbie, for being so awesome at the role. Okay, now the next three from 12-12-12 are not physical copies. They're on the Kindle or the library app, so my editor will put them around me. First up is For Ghosts, Ghost Story by Peter Straub. I picked this last year. I put this on this list when Peter Straub died. And this is actually going to be my first standalone, or I guess my first solo effort by Peter Straub. Because I've read Black House and The Talisman that he co-wrote with Stephen King, and I liked both of those. I'm in the minority there. So I'm kind of interested to see what he does on his own. But that's for Ghosts, Ghost Story. For Werewolves, I have The Wolfman, and for some reason I don't have the author's first name put down on here, but his or her last name is Pecchiaro. So, The Wolfman. I hope it's not just a retelling of the classic story that we've seen in films with Lon Chaney, I think Lon Chaney or Lon Chaney Jr., and then Anthony Hopkins and Benicio del Toro or something like that. But still, that's my werewolf book. And then Agatha Christie, a famous one this month, kind of a big deal. The Big Four. I'm pretty sure that it's a Poirot novel. So I like him. He's kind of quirky and brilliant. So I'm looking forward to reading that. So that's 12, 12, 12 for the month. Now I'll tell you my 1975 books. And this on 1975, I'll go backwards. I'll tell you the ones that are on Kindle, and then get to these two that I have in, excuse me, physical copy. So first up, now most of these are, not all, are Australian this month. I'm bouncing around on the English translated or published books. You know, American, British, and then this month it's Australian. So up first is Poor Fellow My Country by Xavier Herbert. This is probably going to be the longest book I read this year. 1,463 pages. I've read a couple of books that were that long in the past, like the Count of Monte Cristo. So we'll see. Then I have The Money Changers by Arthur Haley. I don't know anything about these books. If you watch me at all, you know that I don't tend to read the backs of things. I just kind of go. I'm just trying to pad my time a little bit so that the editor has an easier chance to find where to put each book. World of Wonders by Robertson Davies. I'm guessing probably sci-fi or fantasy by that title, but who knows? Seems like there's a lot of fantasy coming out of 1975. Fantasy and cop books. So that's interesting. I don't know why that is. The Safe House by John Cleary. That sounds like a cop book. The Safe House, or a gangster book. The Great Victorian Collection by Brian Moore. Collection implies it might be an anthology, but it could be about like a jewel collection or something. Maybe it's robbers. I don't know. Espionage or something. I'm just trying to guess. We'll see how good I am. Jono by David Malouf. Nope. Probably, I don't know. Street gangs? I'm just guessing. I don't know. I mean, Fast Sam, Cool Clyde, and stuff was about inner city, it started out wanting to be a street gang and then wasn't. It was about something else. But anyway, Crisis on Con Shelf 10 by Monica Hughes. That definitely sounds like a sci-fi or fantasy book. I mean, Con Shelf 10. I mean, that can only be a spaceship, a boat, or another planet. But those are the Kindle library books that I have for 1975 this month. Now the two I have in physical copy, this one was expensive. And I'm not real pleased with the binding because it's already breaking and falling apart. So I'm not happy, but it was expensive because it's hard to find. It's called The Swing in the Garden by Hugh Hood. And it's got a neat little thing here for the cover, how it kind of goes all the way around. I don't know if you can see that, but it starts there and then it kind of goes onto the spine and then onto the back. It's really neat. It's a weird way to do it, but The Swing in the Garden by Hugh Hood. This was $40, which is a lot of money to spend for these books. I usually get them for between $3 and $5, if I have to pay for them at all. And then the last one from 1975 is Gossip from the Forest by Thomas Keneally. And I'm not guessing real hard here. It says author of Schindler's List, and then it actually shows soldiers from somewhere on the cover. So I'm not guessing real hard when I say this is probably going to be about, I don't know, probably a war book from somewhere. I mean, they look, the soldiers in the background look like they have older uniforms on. So I'm wondering if this is about maybe Australia and Turkey, which would be neat because the daughter and I really love a song about that. So that's the 1975 books. My Bart J. Gilbertson book this month will be Shout from a Rooftop, which it's only 27 pages. So I know I can I can fit that in somewhere. And then I've got 5 challenge books on here. I'm not going to show them because they're over there and I forgot to bring them over here. And it's not really a big deal anyway, because then if I don't get to them and I don't make 10,000 pages, you know, I don't really feel like a big loser. Because 10,000 is a lot. And I haven't made it yet. So I still have yet to make 25 books in a month. So that means I'm 0 for 4 on that one, since I was challenged in January. But anyway, that's that. If any of these books interest you, please let me know. If you've read them and you like them or don't, let me know. Love talking to people about them, about the books I read in the comments. Shoot, I've made a couple of good friends on here that way. So, also, I will be also reading the last section in Saga Book 3 in my Buddy Read with Tad, at Tad Reads Books and Stuff. We're on the final 6 issues that have been published in this format. So I'll be reading that too. That'll be it for today. I think the book I'm most excited about this month is one of the big ones, Swan Song, because I've heard a lot about it, and I want it to be better than The Stand. Some people might say that there's no way it can be, because The Stand is their favorite Stephen King book, or at least in the top 5. And for me, it's not. So this has a very good chance of being better. We'll see, right? But until then, join me and read more.